to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today I'm going to talk to you about another underrated A24 film that you need to check out, currently available on HBO Max. And the film I am going to suggest you check out is The End of Tour. Excuse me. Starring Jason Segel and Jesse Eisenberg. And it's a story about a Rolling Stones reporter who travels to meet a author and basically trying to get to know him and about his life and his book and question some of the rumors that has plagued his life for a good duration of his time. And the two kind of just butt heads about learning each other and questioning about their ideas and philosophies, which is interesting. It's an interesting film. This is a drama. And really, it's one of those indie dramas that really is. It's kind of more of those thought-provoking dramas that really questions about people's beliefs and their upbringings and what their upbringings and what their stories kind of questions what led them to believe what they believe now, which is actually kind of similar to another film I that I talked on my channel, the Vanishing of Sydney Hall. But really, this film is really about these two kind of just really butting heads. Not so much, but really getting to know each other, just experiencing each other and encountering certain things that kind of put them at odds just a little bit, but not so much. To its core, the film kind of just really strips down to be really, I would say, realistic without overdoing certain plot devices. Like there's a certain sequence in here where the two guys end up going on a date with some girls, and one of them does like one of them, and Jason Segel's character threatens Jesse Eisenberg's character to not go near or even try to talk to the other girl because he wants to talk to her. And they don't put that on heavily, where it's mostly just them, which I'm actually glad they didn't, because otherwise it would have hit cliche territory. But the movie kind of just dials that back and just really focuses on the guys just really understanding one another. Jesse Eisenberg is really great. I feel like this is more of his I would say, subdued roles and more kind of serious. I mean, this is a drama to its core with a little bit of comedic tones to it, but not heavily so much. To its core, this is more of a drama. This is more of a drama of just two men understanding one another. Things that they don't have in life that they could have try to tackle, and also in some regards they also realize just how relatable the two are, and it's really fascinating. I'm actually surprised where a good chunk of this movie really takes place. A good chunk of it really takes place within the house of Jason Segel's character and their conversations, which I have to be honest, some of their conversations in the film is interesting. Jason Segel plays this writer or this author of this book who's really has such of a conflicting viewpoint of life that he doesn't necessarily see the enjoyment or wealth of living. And he's mentioned that several times, that he's kind of chosen quite a few different dark paths in his life that questions whether or not is it worth to continue living on this planet or not. And it's fascinating where Jesse Eisenberg tries to really kind of deep down, and he's a reporter, so he's trying to just get a story, and it doesn't matter how the story comes out, but it's really about him really trying to really understand the guy, and based on his choice in the end, whether or not to fully publish every single detail about him or trying to find the good parts about him and trying to really salvage this guy's reputation. Because And that's kind of the thing about with news media. Since his character is a reporter, they really like to glamour the negative and the bad stuff about a person, and just really demonize someone without really carrying the full story or why the reason that they did, which is kind of similar to a sequence that happens to the last film I recommended called Waves, where there's a sequence in the film that happens where you just want to demonize a certain character without really giving the idea that the guy is human and he fell into some dark temptations. Same thing here, but you have a character who's trying to, until this day from the film came out 8 years ago now, really trying to question why he is continually living on Earth, and trying to find some sort of significance to keep on living. And it's actually fascinating to really see these two characters really trying to just understand one another. This is actually probably now one of my favorite Jason Segel movies. I have not really seen his work, or have not really seen him do anything in a while. So it's actually interesting. I know he's more of a comedic stand-up comedy guy, but his chops as an actor here is really, really good. And I think it's a performance that I think it's extremely underrated from his take too. Even with Jesse Eisenberg, I think Jesse Eisenberg, when he touches more of a serious aspect of his career, which I would love to see more of, I think he's very underrated. This film is a talkative film, so it's not very, I would say, exciting. It's not really, it's a very down-to-earth kind of multi-layered kind of film about characters understanding one another. It's not, I could see it not appealing to a lot of people, but it's a film that I would recommend heavily on, currently available on HBO Max, for something that's a little bit, you want to kind of think a little bit about certain things in life. But The End of Tour, have you seen it? Comment below, let me know if you have, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.